down that boat!
Welcome back to a Happy Blasto. Today's Wet Wednesday, the day I'll be taking to go a little bit more in depth than the past projects I've done, based on you guys' comics and reviews. Which means you guys have a little bit of power on this channel. You know, if you want to see something a little bit more in depth, or you didn't understand something, you know, just drop a comment. I'll either explain it to you down in the comments below, or I'll touch base on it on a Wet Wednesday. Now, let's get into this video. Today we're going to be talking about the auto top-off system that I did in a past video. And this would be that example. For those of you that watched, you know that I only used a bucket, a rigid airline tubing, and a ball valve. Today I'm going to be showing you how to attach a setup like this onto an established aquarium, and how to install a ball valve onto a past system like this if you don't have one on it already. Alrighty now this is the bucket I use for my auto top-off system, and all I did what I did in my last video. I just forced this through a hole into the side of the bucket and put a flow valve on the end of it. Now, like I said in my last video, I would have preferred to put a ball valve onto it. Now I'm going to show you how to do that now, before I start showing you the inner workings of how this works with the gravity and so on and so forth, on why it's not going to overflow your tank and why it's just going to top up fresh water over time. Now, it's pretty simple. All I'm going to do is just snip it in your designated area, your desired designated area, and just slip these on. Now these can be sometimes a little difficult to be put on, but my thing is push it as far as you can. If you can't get it any further in, then it's in. Alrighty, so it's in. Simple as that. Now I'm going to show you how this works with water in the system and explain to you why it's not going to overflow your tank. So this here is a float valve. It is exactly how it sounds. It's a valve that floats. Now, the way that this works is that it's going to float at your designated water level, and as your water level drops, as will the valve. So once your water level drops, that will happen. You can see there that water is now coming out of the system. It raises it, bada boom, bada bing. No more water coming out. Now, why this is not going to overflow your system is mainly for the fact that unless your float valve malfunctions, which is very, very difficult for that to happen, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, the only problem you may come across is, say, your water level becomes too low for your entire system, and your float valve is not floating at the correct level. Then it could just be pouring fresh water into your tank. I've had this happen to me a few times, and from my experience, it doesn't do too much damage to your tank. It drops your salinity, you know, a few points, but I've never had any major losses or die-offs from it. Also, as we all know, as the water in your main display will evaporate over time, water is going to be leaving your tank, but leaving the salt behind, which is why a lot of people have issues keeping their salinity at a stable spot, because they're always trying to fight the uphill battle of your salinity and evaporation. This helps a bit. This is pretty much a slow drip into your tank that is governed by the evaporation rate of your tank. You don't have to worry about your tank not evaporating as fast as you're adding in water. Your water is only going to be added in as your tank is losing water. So, really and truly, you can't put too much or too little. And this is why this works. And this is why I will swear by the gravity auto top off over a pump top off any day. Well, that wraps up today's episode of a Happy Blasto Wet Wednesday edition. Join me next week, Wednesday, as we bring up a few more topics. And again, like I said, you guys have the power on this channel. Let me know what you want to see by next Wednesday, and hey, you just might see it. Anyways, keep your sleeves rolled up and your elbows wet, and I'll see you next time.